Madam Chairman, members of the board, Chris Hoppe, Director of Parks, Recreation, Community Facilities. I'm pleased to report to you on the status of the 2009 park bond projects that staff is working on. We are continuing with the planning efforts for land acquisition for the multi-field athletic field complex. We have sent the appraisal letters to the landowners to let them know that the appraisal process is beginning. We've received responses back from all of them. As a result of that letter, we have a second property owner who has declined to participate in the process so far. One appraisal has been written, and it's undergoing the internal review process. Second one is being written at this time, and then, of course, it'll go to the review process. We have appointments scheduled this week with 2 other property owners to begin the process of on-site inspections of those properties. We do anticipate having the appraisals and draft letters of offer available to the board for consideration on April 4, as promised previously. Musselman Park, we had the public meeting late last year. Our consultants have compiled their program, proposed program that staff has reviewed. We've also reviewed several conceptual development plans with them, and they're refining, based on our comments, to provide 2 conceptual options that can be presented at the next public meeting. That meeting is scheduled for late March or early April. It certainly will be advertised through public media. Chichester Park, we've got design development stage drawings on the site plans with all the site facilities for the 5 diamond field complex to be designed further. The draft grading has been done. We met with the consultants today to review the buildings, which include a concession restroom building, a couple picnic shelters, and scoring booths at each one of the facilities. The conditional use permit application has been submitted and is going to be reviewed in a staff meeting actually tomorrow. The archaeological phase 1 work is ongoing and should be ready mid-April. And we're on track to be ready to go to bid September, October this year. Any questions?
Chris, what do you mean when you say you're ready to go to bid?
Well, we're anticipating site plans having been submitted and have been approved so that we actually have permission to construct something, and then we would bid the project for construction proposals.
Okay, and if you're moving on that timeline, and let's say everything moves on schedule, with that and then the building, when could you expect these fields, the baseball fields, to be complete? What's the target date?
We're anticipating construction to be complete in late 2013 with the goal of having fields playable spring 2014.
Okay, and then on the, let's see, the land acquisition for the athletic complex, can you just give us like a time frame of that? Like right now we've identified the land and you've sent out the letters to the owners.
Yes.
And we should have those appraisal letters on April the 4th. Where does it go from there? What kind of time frame are you looking at for that athletic complex where we'll have, what are we planning on having there? Do we have an idea?
Well, the bond program provided $6 million of funding for construction of athletic fields. The target was 10 to 15 fields. The cost estimates I provided to the board prior to the bond thought that we probably could construct about 6 or so with that level of funding. In any event, we anticipate that if the board chooses to proceed with the acquisition of these parcels, that could be complete by mid-year this year, July-ish. And then at that point, we would begin the design process to design the complex, and the target date for completion of the construction is 2015.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Mr. Sterling.
On the, did you just say that the fields, 6 fields, you've estimated at $6 million, or you could, for the $6 million allocated for construction, you could get 6 fields?
6 fields plus the access roads, the utilities, stormwater management, lighted, irrigated, those.
So infrastructure and 6 fields. You also indicated there's a second property owner that has indicated they do not wish to sell.
At this point in time, yes.
What's of those 2 properties, what's the cumulative amount of acreage that takes off the table?
Just shy of 50 acres.
So it takes about 50 acres off the table. And What was remind me on the estimated cost of the property to purchase this particular area?
We have an assessed value at $5 million and a market value estimate prior to appraisal of about 10.1 million.
Mr. Hoppe, are you finished?
Yeah.
I'm curious about the landowner. Had this landowner originally agreed to sell?
The property owner that has recently declined was an owner that we had difficulty getting in touch with initially, but yes, we had gotten in touch with. We thought that they were willing to entertain the concept, but the response as a result of the appraisal notification was they're not interested at this point.
What did they give a reason, or what was their response? What was their withdrawal response?
The letter we received indicated that they felt the property was more appropriately used for another purpose and not necessarily recreation.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes.
Didn't you say in an earlier briefing in the subcommittee that you, or standing committee, that they added that they didn't think we'd be willing to pay? They had the value of the being used recreationally was not as high as another value, and there was a kind of an undertone of that.
I did imply that the letter we received actually didn't state those words from this second owner. The first owner did verbally inform our consultants of that.
So maybe they may be negotiating with us, as could be the case here.
Could be.
Right.
Have they retained a lawyer then?
The letter we received was from an attorney.
Mr. Shoemate.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Is it appropriate to discuss or ask who the attorney is?
I don't see why it would not. It's a matter of public record.
Okay, Mr. Hoppe, who is the attorney that they've retained?
The firm of Lemming Healy.
Thank you.
Who isn't it?
Does anyone else have any other questions? Thank you.